$5 million, you guys. That's what it costs to get the American dream. That probably cost not even $1 million, even just a few decades ago. So Investopedia, I believe it was, just updated their report. And the American dream confirmed is up to 5 millies now. And that was from the 4.4 number that they quoted last year. So last year was 4.4 million. That means we've increased $600,000 in just 1 year. In 1 year alone, you have to make $600,000 more. And I mean, it's beyond shocking. It seems like a scam today. And I wanted to ask, out of curiosity, how many of you in the chat think that you will own a home, say in the next 5 years? 5 years. How many of you think you will have one? Yes or no in the chat. Just say yes or no if you think you will own a home in the next 5 years. And I'm going to assume that we're going to see a bunch of no's. Yeah, hell no's. For the dudes that don't own a house, because if you already own one, obviously it doesn't matter. But if you're house shopping now, clearly, just answer yes or no. A couple, it's a bit mixed, but okay. Yeah. So I want to tell you guys a story about what this actually means in real numbers, because 5 million sounds insane. But until you start to really break them down and understand the context, it's going to hit a lot different. So to break this down, my uncle essentially bought his house in 95. He was 28 years old. He was working at a factory making like 35 grand a year, maybe, on a single income. His wife stayed home with the kids, right? And he bought a 3 fucking bedroom house for probably 85 G's, somewhere in that ballpark, with 5% down payment. So that's something like what? For a little over $4,000 for your down payment. And that's all you really needed to save. And your mortgage would be something like what? $600 at that point? That's it. That same house today in the same market that we have today, I looked it up, is $385. We're touching on $400,000. So you would need today for the same house, $77,000 for a down payment if you want to avoid the PMI. Otherwise, you're going to pay the mortgage insurance on top of your actual mortgage. And the monthly payment at today's rates is pushing $3,000 a month. $3,000 a month. So you need to make something like $120,000 a year minimum to afford what a factory worker bought on $35,000 in the 90s. Isn't that wild? And what's insane is that most of the chat knows that same factory job from the 90s doesn't exist anymore. And even if that same factory job still exists today, what are they paying? 18 bucks, 20 if you're lucky. So that's what? We're talking you're making 40 grand a year before taxes. So basically you're making what my uncle made 30 years ago, except everything costs you 4 times as much. $5 million. $5 million. That's what they're calculating for the full American dream. The package, right? The house, the retirement, 2 kids, going to college, right? A wedding, new car. I believe they said it's every couple of years, which is already fucking 10 years, I think it was. 1 new car every 10 years, which is fucking ridiculous. Annual vacations and pet ownership. Like it's some fucking, a dog is now a luxury. Some elite financial achievement. Guys, this was the old American dream, and you could get that with $35,000 a year. The retirement portion alone on the new figures is $1.6 million. Brother, the average American after a lifetime of work has $134,000 saved for retirement. You understand? The other half of Americans have zero, not a penny to their name. We're in fantasy land with these numbers. Do you understand? What are you talking about? $5 million American dream. Most of these people will not earn $5 million in their entire lifetime, let alone save for that. In order for you to be able to retire $1.6 million, do people even earn $1.6 million for the retirement portion alone? Do you not see how many old people still work today? Still Walmart greeters at Costco, basic jobs that should be for young people. You have old people doing them because they have to work until they're dead. And this future number, by the way, it's 5 million today. For those of us that are young, if you're a 20-year-old man, what does this number look like for you when you're ready for retirement? What does the American dream look like 5 years, 10 years from now? We've raised $600,000. That was the increase from last year for the American dream. What does it look like 10, 20 years from now? Is the American dream going to cost $10 million? What does that mean for the currency debasement, the value of the dollar? It's lost 10% this year alone. The housing market is the most unaffordable. I saw this headline. This year, it is the most unaffordable housing market in the history of the United States. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that we will be in an era where the American dream can reach 10 plus million? 8, 9 figures, bro. And you're telling the average American to save their way into retirement. That's crazy to me. Where is our dollar going? Stupendous. So when Gen Z tells you that they feel like they have no way out and dating is shit. And by the way, let's talk about dating because it's connected to the economy. And in this economy, it's absolutely shit. And it gets really dark because everyone wants to blame, a million other things, right? And they'll say, feminism, all this shit. It all starts with financial enslavement, right? Forget feminism. Forget the leftists, forget whatever other weird culture war that's probably going to be popular by fucking tomorrow. It doesn't matter, okay? It's always been about the money. You cannot afford a family. This is for men strictly. I'm not talking about the women, okay? You're a 28-year-old guy today, same age as my uncle when he bought his house. But instead, think about this. You're making $65K if you're lucky, and after taxes, we're talking what? You're left over with $48K take home. So you rent for a shitty one bedroom is probably $2,000 is what you're paying minimum, unless you want to live an hour away from work. So, okay. So that's $24,000 a year gone immediately. Then you have your student loans. So let's just say, we'll be generous and tell you that they're about $500 a month, right? Because you believe the lie about college like we all did. That's another $6,000 gone from your check. Now your car payment and insurance, we'll say that averages out to what, $600? Everything's expensive now. Groceries for $400 probably because, eggs cost as much as fucking gold. And so what are you left with at the end of the year? Maybe, let's just say monthly, $500 out of your paycheck. If you never do anything at all, and we just got the basics taken care of. And now try dating with that budget. I'm seeing comments on prior videos all the time that, women want equality but expect men to pay. Yeah, it's true. It's a fucking mess. Let's be real, though, about what's happening here. The entire social contract is broken. It's not just women. Women are still operating on that traditional mindset with those traditional expectations, but they're living in the modern economy. And men are expected to be traditional and be providers and shit on salaries that can't provide shit. Do you understand? If a decent date, and we're talking decent, now costs $150 minimum for dinner and drinks, maybe some activity, maybe. And then you have to compete with guys who are either lying about being millionaires on dating apps, just porking chicks left and right, or legitimately are actually rich, and they're just treating dating like a fucking buffet. They're shooting fish in a barrel. Shit is a video game for these guys. So they're just running through these chicks left and right because they can afford to. And what can the average guy offer in this scenario? The truth is not much. Not much. And some guys in the chat will be like, we hear this cringy stuff too. Just improve yourself, bro. Right? But men probably are wondering all the time, improve myself for what? To compete for a woman who's been through an entire fucking roster while I was grinding my ass off for a promotion that probably gave me 3% while inflation was at 8%. So I'm at a net loss. She's seen miles of dick. If you measure how many schlongs that she's taken and lay them out on a street, the measurement would probably be a mile. Okay, it's got a name. It's called the 1,000-cock stare. The dating market is fucking cooked, boys. It really is. Women would literally rather share a rich man quote, a high value man, whatever the fuck that even means, exclusively share only that dude, then date a fucking a normal dude. They consider him a brokey. And if you look at this from the perspective of a woman, you have to get it. It's like a value proposition. An average dude who can't afford a house, can't support a family, can't even take a fucking real vacation. What is there to do with that guy as a woman? You might as well share dick from the rich guy. Think about it. We're taking millionaire schlongs because that comes with a lifestyle, or I could take that poor penis over there, but he'll treat me right. What do you think a woman's what is she going to pick? You live once, bro. YOLO. They're thinking it. Well, I'll be Miss Wednesday. It's fine. At least I get to be on a boat. I mean, poor schlong over here. We're going to be eating ramen noodles and watching him play fucking video games. I'll pass on that. Think about it. So from their perspective, I understand why the game is wired the way it is. They've always been this way. It's just the economics have become so tilted in the favor of the top percentile that there's nothing even at the bottom for you at all to get. So my uncle, this is the same guy with the same house, got married at 23. His wife was 21. They had their first kid at like 24. Bought the fucking house at 28. Had 3 kids total. Took all those family vacations every summer to the lakes, mountains, retired at 60 with a full fucking pension. And this wasn't exceptional, you guys. This was just normal. This was normal. This is what you did. You were a factory worker. You did the minimum. You showed up to work and you weren't a complete fuck up. Congratulations. That was like the boomer essentially living right there. Today, if you think about it, the average college graduate will earn, and these numbers were quoted as $2.8 million their entire lifetime. So somebody explain the math here to me. How do you afford a $5 million dream on $2.8 million lifetime earnings? Does this make any fucking sense? It's mathematically impossible. And 70% of Americans, they polled them in that same article, I believe, they said that they were optimistic. 70% are optimistic about achieving these milestones, according to the same study. They're either terrible at math or fucking retarded. You will wake up one day and own nothing, probably by 2030. You got a good 4 fucking years in you to get out before you're trapped for good. Don't you remember? Look, dude, the universities, we're already showing signs of the collapse, right? The university, 67% of Northeastern from the last stream was foreigners. NYU has like 27,000, if not 30 plus thousand international students. These people are paying full price and then some. Americans are going to start taking out loans. They're already taking out loans that they'll never be able to pay back for degrees that won't get them jobs, because those jobs are going to go to the H-1B workers who are going to take half of what you demand as an American. But at least the universities stay afloat, right? That Chinese money, you tired of winning? This is what Gen Z and Gen Alpha has to look for. That shit's, and the boomers will tell you, hey, you guys need to have kids. You guys are too much degens. Enough with the fucking lattes. Enough with the avocado toast. Brother, you had to show up with half your fucking brain missing and put pieces together on the assembly line, and you had a fucking good wage. You also had a pension ready for you, and you had a good union that made sure you got paid. We had a simple fucking contract, you guys. Men work, women nurture, and together you build something. It was simple. But now both people have to work, and you still can't afford anything. Women don't want to nurture today because, they got brainwashed into thinking it's fucking oppression. Men can't provide because the economy's rigged against them. It's fucking true to say that. And everyone is miserable and fucking alone and swiping endlessly on dating apps, watching porn, or has the SSRI look that most women do. Just the fucking dead eyes. It's not even 1,000 cock stare anymore. It's like the pharmaceutical stare. And we're pretending that this is progress in modern society today. Stupendous. The American dream probably died somewhere in the 90s, if not earlier than that. And now we're just pretending it's on fucking life support, and we're pretending we're propping it up in our minds somehow that it's still alive while everything around us gets worse and worse. Prices go up, wages are fucking flat, and we're told to be grateful for the opportunity to compete for scraps, you fucking pleb. Here's your bug sandwich. Thank you. Come again. Make me millions. Yeah, it's a black pill. Type some black pill in the chat. It really is. It's a bit of a black pill. But, welcome to the reality, bro. It is what it is. Yeah, boomers. Yeah, it's true. Boomers had to come to work with half their brains. There was no thinking. Clock in, assemble bullshit, clock out, go home. Get a blowy from your wife. Yeah, you met her when she was still a virgin. Cool story. She gave you 2 to 3 kids. She cooks for you. What do you get today? Fucking weird, bro. You get a bull dyke with insane color hair that looks like the most poisonous frog in the Amazon. All right. Tells you why you're a predator, something about toxic masculinity while she's fucking doping herself up on pharmacologicals. Okay. And then somehow convinces your kids to chop off body parts because you're in the wrong body. No, bitch, your brain's broken.